Well, it has been quite the week for severe weather, and a few of you might be wondering more about yesterday's tornado siren controversy. Well, I know just who to ask. Our chief meteorologist, Kevin Leidy, is here. You know what?
Controversy surrounds me.
They sound the sirens, people get grouchy. They don't sound the sirens, people get grouchy. Can we win? We just can't win.
We cannot win as meteorologists. When I say it's going to rain, they say, I don't want any rain. I got to pour concrete. When I say it's not going to rain, they say it's too dry.
Okay, let's talk about yesterday's severe weather, because, you know, honestly, on Monday, when I was watching the news and watching the weather, and you were, like, preparing people, like, guys, be weather aware. Don't just rely on the sirens. Have the app, all that business.
I was meaning it.
Right, and I'm not going to lie, it did kind of strike a little fear, like, ooh, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, so we strike a certain tone sometimes, and when we don't do that too often, but when we do,
it's serious.
It's like, all right, let's pay attention to this one and not just take this one as like, they said it's going to rain, it's not going to rain, and sure enough, it did.
It did.
And left a lot of damage as well. I've got just a map here. I'm going to show all the damage reports first off here, because they were widespread. They ranged all the way from Lincoln and Springfield. Each one of those little dots represents some kind of damage. So there's Lincoln, there's Clinton, there's over into Piatt County, down near Humboldt, to Mahomet. Champaign had tree damage. Power lines down in Danville and Catlin. So it was really widespread, and a lot of power lines down. A lot of trees that got damaged with this. Again, this was down near Humboldt, more of those trees down on power lines. We had, again, some roof damage as trees were landing on top of roofs. This was actually over in Mahomet.
Wow.
Huge trees, and look at the top of this one again.
Right in your backyard.
Yeah, it's right in my backyard over there. And that's always the funny thing about being a TV meteorologist here. I'm never going to know that, you know, my house got, you know, hit until I get home after covering the storms.
Oh, my
Semi blown over there on I-57.
That is scary.
Yeah, and then in Catlin, and I was actually there because we were out chasing the storms, and roll by and I go, that Casey sign does not look to be in the correct space.
There was the Ameren truck. My husband works for Ameren, and he works the Champaign-Danville desk, and he said he was busy nonstop.
The number one thing that gets tossed in tornadoes?
Trampolines.
There's trampolines just wrapped around.
I saw that, I believe, on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yeah. So this is what I saw when I was out chasing yesterday. This is what's called a shelf cloud. And it's moving. You can see it just slowly moving across. This is the leading edge to a thunderstorm complex that brings really strong winds, damaging winds right along that. That's what almost everyone had yesterday. But there was this controversy of, hey, was there a tornado? Did I see a tornado? And that happened here in Champaign. As an officer who was out, you know, spotting, thought he saw a tornado. And essentially, he saw what was considered a gustnado. But to some people, that picture on the left, that's a gustnado. Compared to the picture on the right, that's a tornado. You may look at the one on the left and be like, oh, that's a tornado. And what really that was is those strong winds that we all saw coming across, and that air comes rushing down to the ground. It's actually been dry lately, if you haven't known. So there's, you know, a lot of dirt and there's a lot of dust, and that gets kicked up in these 60-mile-an-hour winds, and it looks like it's this tornado that's forming when it's just, you've got the low-hanging cloud there, and then you've got this dust, you know, kind of at the surface. It's not connected to the base of that cloud, and it's not circulating a lot. So that's the difference. You know, that one on the right, you know, that's your tornado. That thing from the ground is kicking up debris. That entire column is connected all the way to the top, or I should say the bottom of that cloud there, and it's rapidly rotating. But sometimes people can see this, and even, you know, people that are trained can look at that and not be for sure. They were trying to err on the side of caution. They called it in as a tornado, and the siren sounded. There's a lot of, you know, argument, and I don't want to say argument, but, you know, discussion about when tornado sirens should be sounded, when they shouldn't be, how often, things like that. And I think that's something that needs to get looked at a little bit more, so that it's kind of uniform, a uniform policy across the whole area, so it's the same in every county and city and village and everything. If we can make that happen, I think that could eliminate a lot of the confusion.
Oh, yeah. And I actually had a friend on Facebook complaining that, that it was sounding...
You had a friend on Facebook complaining?
that it was sounding, I think, being so close to September, just assuming that it's the first Tuesday, because it was also on a Tuesday. That, oh, why are we sounding sirens on the first Tuesday? So anyways, and also another thing, I didn't even know Gusnado was a thing, so I thought it was like a joke, kind of like Sharknado.
Sharknado, yeah.
Like, what the stink is a Gusnado?
I know. Well, that's why I said we probably need to kind of explain this, a little bit more in detail. But yeah, it's a thing. It's just, it's not a tornado. Again, very different. But those Gusnados they don't do the same damage that a tornado would do. But it's the winds that make it, kick up all that debris and then eventually do some of the damage.
And now we know. Always be weather aware. Follow Kevin and his team. There's all of his contact information on social media. But definitely download the app and be in the know for the next round. Because do we have another one?
We got a few storms out there tonight, but nothing really severe. We should be okay.
All right. Thank you so much to our chief meteorologist, Kevin TV weatherman. 2 thumbs up. Coming up next, Scoville Zoo's in the house to talk about their fall schedule. Don't miss today's Critters Uncaged. And then we're making homemade hot rolls in our CI kitchen. It's Family to Table's Natalie Kinney Marquez. It's her great-great-grandma Nellie's recipe coming up.